What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, of course. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Taco Tuesday. I'm kind of hangry because I didn't get my tacos today. And yeah, I didn't get my tacos on Taco Tuesdays. I thought that was actually the law, so maybe I am breaking the law right now. So we are getting close. I can't believe that 2 weeks from today, I'll be at my house with Game Time Brian, because he's driving down on Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning we're going to go over, pick up David Wiley on our way to Detroit for the draft. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's 500, I want to say it's 542 miles to downtown Detroit from my house. And we going to have a ball driving up the road. We'll be talking about draft prospects and things. We'll take turns driving, and we'll probably try and live stream on the way. And hopefully the cell towers are better than they used to be, because, you know, it's cool. It's cool. And I'm thinking about doing a couple of things. Although I think we have to get primetime Phil by 4 o'clock, and I think it's about an 8-hour drive, if I remember right. He used to drive to Detroit every Thanksgiving when my wife, the United Way, was doing halftime show, and so we had to go up there every year. So 8 hours. That means if we leave at 8. If we leave at 8, we'll be there by 4, which is the time I think Game Time lands at the airport. So if we're going to do what I was thinking about doing, we're going to probably need to leave about 5. Because what I was thinking about doing is doing an NFL city on the way. And this is probably going to make the trip take longer, but we could go past FedEx Field. Excuse me, I don't know what it's going to be called now. The stadium formerly known as FedEx Field. We could go by Baltimore, okay, go by the Ravens' Nest, and then we could go by Pittsburgh, and maybe by, you know, get to Pittsburgh by lunchtime maybe, and have a Roethlisberger, and then we could go through Cleveland and go down by, you know, the Great Lake, which is only about 2 more hours to Detroit. So, you know, we'd hit DC, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. 5 NFL cities in one drive, which would be kind of cool. Now, if we had more time, going to Cincinnati, though. Cincinnati is close to Kentucky. That's at the bottom of Ohio. And going from Cincinnati to Cleveland is about 5 hours of its own, and that would definitely take too much time. We can't quite do that much. But anyway, be that as it may, I'm seeing a couple articles where they're saying that the Cowboys should trade up in the draft. And I'm going to say, hell no. Hell no. And my reason is this. Because we've had experience in the past where we've traded up in the draft. When we traded up for Morris Claiborne, the glass man, okay? Morris Claiborne, who had a bad risk in college, and the Cowboys drafted him by taking their 2nd round pick and packaging it up with their first, and moving up to get him. At the time, people said, oh, he's the best defensive player in the draft. Oh, the Cowboys, they made a great move. But here's the thing. Morris Claiborne never really got uninjured. Every time he'd start getting going, he'd get injured. And so now the problem is you didn't get your impact player with your 1st round pick, and your 2nd round pick should be a starter, but you didn't have that 2nd round pick because you used it to move up. Now, as I look at my team right now, we got a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, no 4th round pick. We got 3 picks in the top 100. This draft, from what I'm told, has a lot of offensive linemen, right? So, Game Time has been talking about this for a couple of days now, about trading back, where he'd love to trade back. Now, first things first, to trade back, you have to have somebody who wants to trade up. So you need somebody who is wanting to trade up to get somebody that they really target. In the past, the Cowboys, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember being at outside of Radio City Music Hall. And I want to say it was 2012 because the Cowboys traded with one of our mortal enemies, the San Francisco 49ers, back. They traded back. San Francisco moved up. I can't remember who San Francisco took. But the Cowboys moved back. They took Travis Frederick. Got laughed at because they said, oh, you can take a center in the second or the third round. The Cowboys, they're so stupid. But they got a third-round pick. The third-round pick they used to get Terrence Williams. So you got 2 players out of that 1 pick as opposed to 1 player out of 2 picks. And let me give you another one here. When the Cowboys drafted Micah Parsons, they traded with another one of their enemies to move back. And they took Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, with the trade back, gave us a third-round pick that we used to get Golston. Now, Golston hasn't had a lot of time on the field, but I think he's going to get more this year. Definitely better than taking 2 picks and moving up for one guy. You kind of got a bonus piece, you know? It's kind of like when you see those infomercials and they say, but wait, there's more. Because you acted today, you're going to get blah, 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 blah. You're going to get 2 of them. And wait, there's more. Because you acted today, we're going to give you the 50-piece sample set. That's ... with ... all for $49.99. And you can break it up into 3 payments of $19.99. Okay. Anyway, that would be my rationale because they say there's so many offensive linemen here. If there's a lot of offensive linemen in the draft, you might be able to move back a little bit, get a stud, and get a second offensive lineman there. And now you've kind of set yourself up to having your offensive line maybe fixed for the next few years. And you can still then have room to go ahead and get your linebacker. And maybe you go ahead in the 3rd round and you get your running back. And now instead of saying you got 3 picks to get 3 guys, you got 3 picks that you turn into 4 picks and you get 4 guys. There you go. That would be the way I would look at it and trying to do as much as possible because the Cowboys, they're not going to be big players in getting established players. We all know that. We all want them to do that, but they're not going to do that. So they need to have a lights out draft and they need to find some winners and they can't afford to move up to get 1 guy. If they had a completely loaded roster and they look and say, this guy's the missing piece and we need just 1 absolute positive beast, I'd say yes. But because we're kind of doing a, I won't say rebuilding, I'm going to say reshuffle, retool, rework to try and get the team better, that you're going to need multiple players. And that's one of the ways that we can get it. I don't see the Cowboys trading up to get somebody. It's just risk too much. So, there you have it. That's what I got for you. And I'll be honest with you. I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. But my bed is right there with the love of my life. And so, I'm going to go take me a shower. And I'm going to crawl up under the covers. And I'm going to fall asleep. Hoping to wake up tomorrow, maybe with some good news for the Cowboys, as opposed to the doom and gloom that we constantly get. Whew. I appreciate you guys, as well as you ladies. I think I put too much fuel in tonight, that or I'm not as long-winded. Remember, good people, Bad ones too. Remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. Because you might not get the chance again, good people. And I love you. And God willing, we'll be here tomorrow to do it all over again. Peace out. A little stiff today.